So we're going to pretend we didn't actually just go flying, right?
Sure.
This will be like before the flight, and then I'll put the flight in, and then we'll come back.
Sure.
All right, so we're going to pretend that you guys haven't seen this flying. Well, you haven't seen it flying yet, but you're about to. We just did a first circuit, couple crow hops. You'll see them here. You're probably looking at them now because I probably just cut them in over my voice here, but if I didn't, there's a nice pretty plane to look at. That is a pretty plane. I mean, look at that. That's a nice looking plane. I like it. So it's an X-Air Hanuman? Hanuman. Brent's back over my shoulder. I'm going to go like this real quick. There we go. He doesn't like the cameras a whole lot. He'll be on because you're going to have to get used to it. You know that, right? If you're going to come flying with me, you got to get used to that. But anyway, this is a Hanuman X-Air. It's powered by a Jabiru 2200A. That's in there. That's where that engine goes in there. We put brand new fabric on it. Brent overdid the wheels significantly, which is what I love. Sometimes overkill is just the right amount of kill. It's all Dacron fabric. It's got a trim tab that's adjustable from the cockpit, which is very nice and effective. I tested that on the last, I'm about to test that on the next flight. The wings fold and the tail folds as well. That comes off there. And then we just pull the tail right out, right? The tail, yeah, Brent's nodding his head, yes, we just pull the tail right out, and then you can put it wherever you like, and then the wings come out, fold like this, and back up against, and you can get a cradle or a mount or something that hooks onto the plane or something, and then you can transport it that way if you want to. It does have flaps. Is it 10, 15, and 30?
I believe so.
We think it's 10, 15, and 30 for the flaps. Of course, it has ailerons. No lights. Yet. Well, I guess it has a strobe light back there on the tail. And then let's go and look at the dash. I'd show you the engine, but we just put the cowling back on. Look at that carbon fiber spinner. Isn't that nice? And it's a duck 3-blade prop. Currently pitched a little coarse, I think, but we're going to experiment with what we have now and carry on. These doors, people seem to like these doors. What are they from again?
Easy Tops.
Easy Tops, and you just brought them the frame and they built the door. And then we fabricated this door latch out of some lightweight aluminum. And
which is much more effective versus the bungee cords from factory.
There was a bungee cord. Yeah, I like this better. And then this nut is locked on because this is threaded as well. So you just use a Phillips screwdriver to secure the airplane if you're not around it, which Shh, don't tell people. It's just a Phillips screwdriver to get in. Thing is, people will get in if they want to. Now, don't mind the floor. It's not done yet. It's going to be covered up with some nice dark black fabric. And then there's going to be boot covers here so I don't lose my phone through the hole. It's got all of the instruments you need on this side, and then everything is also displayed on this side. Let me show you. There we go. So it's got eye level on it. So we have a full EFIS on this side, airspeed, altimeter, heading, ball, turn rate, coordinator, climb, descent, blah, blah, blah. And then this side is all of the engine instruments. And they're just copying that, right, Brent? Yeah, so whatever that says, it just displays it here. So that's, you know, you got to look over to see it. Now we don't have to. It's right there in front of you. And this also swipes to go full screen on that, full screen back the other way. You can split the screen and put 4-flight on one side. It's very nifty. It's a very cool setup. I like it. That's my camera. We've got a pretty big intercom here because it lets us flip that over to FM, and the person on this seat can press this button and talk on like a ham radio or a CB radio or an FRS or whatever, while the person on this side pressing this PTT, push to talk switch is what that is, can talk to air traffic control. So you can just switch back and forth and use 2 different radios at the same time, which may come in handy because we have gone out looking for, oh look, you're on camera. We've gone out looking for stolen merchant or stolen stuff before, haven't we?
Found my trailer.
We found his trailer. So his trailer got stolen, and we took the 172 up and found it. So we might be able to do something like this. Now, we didn't have a good way of communicating with people on the ground, but now we will, because we can give them a radio, and we can have a radio, and we can talk to them. So there's just kind of a, oh, and it does have a parachute. There's the handle for the parachute, and it comes out the top and floats the whole thing down if anything were to go wrong. So yeah, there's just a kind of a quick walk around of the plane, and now we're gonna go fly it. Well, I'm gonna fly it, and then Brent's gonna come along and go fly with me after, even though I've already flown it, and you don't know that yet, but you're about to see it, because here we go. Clear! Throttle is back. Alright, we've seen it crow hop. Well, it's circuit. Let us see. Clear! Well, it circuits. That's a word, right? Circuits? Circuits, it circuits. He actually talked on camera for a few minutes. What? Yeah, he's getting better. Vicky showed up. She's here. She's if you see any external footage of the flying, it's probably Vicky filming it.
I'm not filming.
Okay, you won't see any external footage because she's eating.
Want French fries? You do. I know you do.
I hate McDonald's. Why don't you like McDonald's?
I don't like I used to be the size of you. That's why I hate McDonald's. we go. And before we get out, we'll put this guy back in. There. Ta-da! We back.
A lot of oil? Oh, alright. Yeah, it looks like that gasket stuff probably didn't hold then. Little oil leak, we think.